Hey everybody, it's Bust with Battles with Bust number 551, and today we will be doing battle with the Berserker in Backpack Battles. And so, a quick update for what I plan to do over the course of the next few weeks. I believe the next Legends of Runeterra patch comes out around April the 24th. My intent is to play Backpack Battles up to that point, and then we'll get in about a month of Constructed of Legends of Runeterra, and then depending on what the patch looks like and what's coming out of it, we'll probably come in and play about a month of Path of Champions. And so my intent with Backpack Battles is I'm about 75 hours in. We're closing in on that 100-hour mark. I would like to play the classes one more time. So the next 4 videos are going to be Berserker, Reaper, Ranger, and Pyromancer. And then I would like to take that kind of last week of before the 100-hour mark and see if we can't push somebody up to Masters. I haven't decided what class I want to try and really come in and make that push with, but I feel like I'd like to get up to a little bit higher stakes in terms of difficulty in Backpack Battles and see if we can't get into that Masters mark. I feel like up to this point, the game is kind of starting to click for me. I'm starting to get a lot of the strategies down, but I feel like just kind of my background in auto battlers has really helped, and just playing kind of not bad strategies has helped me get to this point, and just having a little bit of background and knowledge in how to kind of sequence these auto battler style games has really helped out. But nonetheless, that's the idea. 4 more of these class battles, and I'll pick one, try to hit Masters. We'll do our 100-hour review, and then ideally at that point, the Legends of Runeterra patch will be out, and we'll jump back into that game for a month. And so, off we go, in with the Berserker, new ranked game begin. And what do we got here? And so, interesting start. So as far as the Berserker goes, I don't really like these Falcon Blade-esque style of starts where you have the wooden sword and the whetstone. So you double whetstone into the hero sword, then you do something else with the hero sword. Just not something I'm really fond of, but when we're starting out with both a sword and a whetstone on sale, it's something that we're just kind of forced into here at the beginning. Like, realistically, what I like doing with the Berserker is I would prefer to just say lump of coal into the wooden sword, make the torch, and then that gives us 2 reasonably high quality weapons in the early game, and it gives us the time to kind of bridge into what you're going to do in the mid game, be it a socketed comp, a stun comp, a food comp, whatever. It's just a solid early game start that doesn't really pigeonhole you into any builds. But I think with both the whetstone and the sword on sale, I'm just going to take it and go for it. Happy enough to snatch up the pig, happy enough to snatch up the banana as well. And then with the way this looks, it looks like we're just getting the lump of coal anyways. And so I'll turn the lump of coal into the no socket thing, so it doesn't decide to turn into the torch as opposed to the hero sword. Now we could come out, get our pig in a good spot, get the banana in the bag, get it in the old hammock, if you will. Jump on in. So yeah, I think we're okay. I think we can outdo this guy. I mean, he's got the 2 health regenerate, and so I think if it just drags on forever, he would be okay. But I think we have enough damage to kind of outdo that, and barely got there. I was afraid we weren't going to squeak that one out, but we got it at the end of the day. Okay, and so not bad stuff here either. I'm okay with soaking up a round of the broom and the pan to generate the shovel. The shovel is another kind of early game item that works nicely with the Berserker in the sense that it's a decent combat-y type thing that you can eventually just sell, but it does give you a little bit of economy along the way. So we'll grab both of these. The 4 mana healing herbs does kind of suck, and so I'm not super intent on picking it up. Let's take a roll and see what turns up here. Now, this is where it gets a little interesting, right? We have the second whetstone, which is what we need to make the hero sword, and then we also have the bag that's turned up. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to abandon the broom. We're never going to make a wand out of the broom, and so it's okay to just sell to me. We're not losing any money on that prospect. It's okay to just hang on to the pan. We might find ourselves looking to build towards the cheese spatula or whatnot, but that's not right on the table right now. And then we'll pick up this other whetstone, I guess, in the next battle. I didn't realize I was about to completely run out of money there. I thought we were going to get the whetstone in this one, but I think this will still be okay. Grab that stone where we still have the cash. Reserve on the whetstone. Jump on in. Okay, okay. Nope, just hit that battle rage. Let's see if the opponent didn't run out of stamina. It's right down to the edge. Fuck. He got down to 1. We got him down to 1, and they got that last hit in. I think we ran out of stamina just at one point along the way there. What a bummer. What a bummer that was. We would have easily won that round if I'd taken the whetstone and locked the bag. And so, bummers abound, bummers everywhere. Let's see. I do still like to pick up the what do you call it? Pick up the lump of coal. Can get this onion in here as well. Help alleviate our stamina issues just a little bit. Get another pig in here, sure. The question is, do we want to lock the banana? I'm not opposed to it. Let's take it. They're just so good in the early game. It'll let us put the pan back in without running out of mana or running out of stamina, and so we'll see if it turns up. And then I always really like the yellow potions with the Berserker, and so just being able to upgrade it to the heroic yellow potion just feels like a win to me. What do we got here? Not poking hard enough. The opponent's still out here scaling. Looks like we're going to fall a little bit short. Yeah, another one just right down to the edge. Bummer day for the old Berserker. Bummer day. But let's see if we can't turn this around just a little bit. And so I'm fine to pick up the gloves. The gloves upgrade into the dragon form. That's completely fine. The box of riches, I don't think we want to chase after at this point. You know, I do like the big sword comp and the gemstone comps, but we haven't really seen anything that drives us towards that. The thing that I feel like we're kind of building towards here is actually the food comp, to where, you know, we have the broom, or I'm sorry, we have the pan, which we're ready to upgrade to the Excalibur. We are, with the gloves, one notch away from getting that Falcon Blade, and then just having the Falcon Blade Excalibur as our kind of combat components, I think I'm on board with. And so let's just snatch up this banana. We are lacking the bag space right now, which hurts a little bit, but sell the stone, get this additional bag. That's certainly going to help. The thing to kind of watch out for here is I don't want these gloves to convert, right? This is turns into dragon gloves or whatever they're called if it's next to the forging stone, and so I want to make sure that it just sticks to the no lock. Otherwise, I feel like we can get the pan on board with the double banana here, and we're not going to run into mana issues. If that's the case, we do kind of want to rearrange our board so we get at least a little bit more down here of these foods onto the frying pan. Something like that. Okay, there we go. We're getting there. The pigs are coming together. We'll put the coal back up into the hero sword. And yeah, seems fine. It seems like a nice little early game here. I know we've been getting beat up, but the rounds have been very close, and I feel like we're about to convert over to a decent comp. Poisons are starting to stack up, but we haven't hit battle rage yet. I think we're going to be okay here. Like, our stamina looks good. We're getting a bit of a takedown in here. Okay. Interesting with the Hungry Blade. One of the things I've been a little interested in with the Berserker is going a little bit towards thorns, with using things like the Bloodthorn to get there. I don't think I want to be chasing that down, but we haven't found any of the cheeses up to this point. We haven't found the yellow potion to upgrade our pan, and so it's probably still just a safe take. It is on sale. We can just sell it later if we want. Now let's roll it up and see what turns up here. Now, another interesting space, I do like the Thorn Whip upgraded to Chain Whip. This would be a very nice build around if we hadn't really found the direction of the Hero Sword at this point, and I'm not completely opposed to just switching over to it. The Chain Whip is quite good. Um, right, it takes the buffs off of your opponents, and then it deals additional damage based off of the buffs that have been removed. It's just a strong general item. If you hit that mid game and you haven't really hit any kind of specific comps, you could just go into blacksmith with the chain whip. Like, I've been fairly happy with that, but it is pretty expensive out here. We have the option to go with the whip into the sword as well, which would make the bloodthorn. This is a little less good with the Berserker to me, since you don't have a lot of great heart generation, right? You want to spend your hearts to gain the thorns and to gain the vampirism, but there's not a lot of good ways to actually come in and pick it up. And so the thing I'm kind of worried about is like half-assing it through the mid game here. I think we're still kind of okay in terms of where the comp is going and potentially getting the food stuff happening. I don't think we want to keep the pan out here anymore, though. At least just stick the blood sword in here. Something like that looks reasonable. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think if we want to reserve the thorn whip. It does quite a bit. Again, like, just we don't have any cheeses at this point, and we don't have any loyalty cards to make the cheeses turn up more frequently. So I just worry that, you know, we're going to get to the mid game and be like, oh, we've got half of a cheese comp with no cheese in it, and so maybe we just reserve the thorn whip at this stage. And if we lose out on one item, it's not the end of the world. But I could see us pivoting over to the chain whip style of comp, going with the blacksmith, and then maybe just starting to swap the gloves of haste out to upgraded items. See how we do here, though. We haven't hit battle rage yet, but opponent's going to start scaling on us. I think we're good. Okay. Okay. Foods are carrying us along. Now, where do we get? See, it's kind of interesting with things like the leather armor turning up. Like, I feel like the play here is to just switch over to the chain whip, and you know, we can kind of just call it a day with the foods and say, food, you tried, you know, you did your best, but it just didn't happen. And then the thing that I like to do with the chain whip comp is, if you go to the Berserker, you get to the class items, and then you're going to look towards the anvil and go blacksmith. It gives you a lot of strength within the whip itself, and what you're going to look to do with the anvil is just load it up with these like 2 hex crafted items all around it. So it's like we already have 1 gloves. We can give up on the falcon blade to just start crafting the gloves into the 2 hex item that will wrap in the anvil. And then you can also, there was a leather armor out there which turns into dragon armor. And so that's what I'm kind of leaning towards here. Otherwise, you know, the Shaman Mass socket comp isn't really here. I don't think we've done enough to build towards the Deerwood Guardian and the food comp, right? Just haven't really seen the cheeses or anything up to this point. And so Wolf Emblem is a kind of safe fallback as well, just going for the pets. But I tend to, like, if I'm going for the Thorn Whip, I tend to like to go for this, whatchamacallit, go for the anvil. So, all right, we're going to pick it up. We're going to have to, let's just pull everything out. These whips are so awkward in terms of what their hex structure looks like. Let me see. And so I'm going to also look to be picking up this leather armor, just FYI. Let's see. Get a bag out here, and then one kind of like this. Sure. Why not? We do need the lump of the forging hammer next to the thorn whip. That's okay. We can maybe rotate like this, get all of our items in on the hero sword. That is a lot of stamina at this point, but we do still have the double banana, so I'm hoping it's not a huge pain point to have that fall apart. Otherwise, how many hexes do we have left here? I'm thinking if we want to go for the leather armor, and I think that that's okay. I'm going to just go ahead and sell the sword, pick the leather armor. Won't upgrade until next round, but I am typically pretty happy with how it plays out in terms of just getting us through some of the early game here. So I think that's okay. Only having one hex kind of sucks. Let's take a roll, see if we can't find another bag. Like, I'm fine to start selling off these pigs and stuff. We can get rid of the pan. I don't think the Excalibur is coming together right, or the Pandemonium is out here right now, but I don't like Pandemonium with the Berserker, so let's see how much this takes. We can sell the pigs. Now we can pick up the potion belt. We can come out with something like this. Get a little bit of that stamina regen going, right? Since we're currently at high. I think that's good. Oh, hang on. There was another. I zinged it right at the end and say there's another banana out here. I don't think we want the banana. We're ready to kind of convert from bananas over to yellow potions, and so we'll see how that plays out. Opponent's already got his chain whip. That does scare me a little bit in this space. I don't. It's like we're building up the thorns off of our own whip, and it's just making his much better. Might be able to get through here at the end of the day, but I think he's going to carry it at the end. We've already hit Battle Rage. Holy shit, we won that somehow? I was like, oh man, we're like soaking the fatigue. We've already hit Battle Rage. I don't think we can do it. And then we just fucking zinged him right at the end. What do I know? What do I know? Apparently nothing. All right, so good stuff. Let's keep moving. So yeah, I don't want the hammer. That's off the table. The flute I do not like with the Berserker. You want a bunch of flames or want a bunch of clovers for a flute comp, so we'll move past it. Do have a bag on board with it. And then here is the Gloves of Haste. To me, this is the big decision within this game itself. And do we want to upgrade the hero sword to the Falcon Blade, or do we want to use all of these Gloves of Haste to become Dragonborn items for that anvil? And I think it's just gonna be okay to get the Falcon Blade in here. It's going to work nicely. It is a crafted item that takes 1 hex, and so it'll fit around the anvil well. I think that that's going to be okay there. So now, as far as this other stuff goes, we do need to upgrade something, right? I want this leather armor upgrading out here. It's really going to mess with our the location of our items, though. What if we pull this? Got this weird 3 hex space down at the end now, but I think this is getting closer to where we want to be. Now we've got our dragon scale armor up top. Can look to arrange these bananas down here somewhere. It's probably as good as it's going to get. This isn't organizationally as good as I wanted it to be, but make sure this Falcon Blade's actually activating as well. It's good. So yeah, that didn't turn out as great as I wanted. Some of these placements are awkward. All right, that's going to be good enough. We'll call it a day there. Now I am going to reserve the boots just to guarantee that we have a upgradable item for the next round. We really want to get as many of these 2 hex crafted items as we can, and so it's just a vitally important piece of the comp to me. I'm going to go ahead and snatch it up. Seems like the opponent isn't scaling very hard here, though. I think we're going to smash. He was barely able to break through our armor, so yeah, if he's taking that long to get through the armor, I'm pretty certain he's going to struggle to get through the banana heal. got him. Good. Whew, that was a weak point in terms of our turns, so I think that that's very good. Right, we had a couple of upgradable things in here, and now the anvil turns up on sale. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. So that comes in. Here comes the boots. Don't think we need any of this other stuff. We're not doing a dagger comp here today. Take the little bag, sure. Helmet, I'm okay with. It doesn't upgrade to the dragon scale items, but you can put that thing of the crystal in it, and the crystal will turn that into an upgradable item. And so let's get these bags sorted out again. It's everybody's favorite part of the day when you just completely dump all the bags again and try to sort your comp out. So the thing that we need to organize everything around is going to be this anvil, right? What we're going to look to do is have the anvil down, and then we'll want the chain whip to be kind of in this space to where it activates the diamond and the star, and then we'll just wrap everything else around from that point. So now that I've kind of visualized where this stuff can go, I think we'll just look to, like, I think this is how you can kind of envision how you want this to be, is if you just get all this shit out of the way and get your bags over here like this, and then the chain whip is just going to be at the very edge of the thing. The downside with this is the anvil is going to eat up some of our battle rage slots, right? It doesn't. Right, so we're gonna say like be like this. We're kind of stuck putting the anvil in, but it's only taking up 1 hex if we have it here, so that's not completely horrible. Now I need to shift these bags up 1. We're getting there. We're getting there. Bide your time with old Bust. Everything will be okay. I'm getting old. My brain power doesn't work as well as it used to, you know, and so takes me a bit of time to come in and figure these things out. This is probably going to be the last thing that's a problem, right? We don't. I guess we don't have to get the forging hammer within the duffel bag. It's not that big of a deal. It's not going to activate within battle rages anyways, so maybe it's fine to just sit there where it is. Let's see. Let's try and wrap this up a little bit quicker. Get the boots upgrading. I appreciate it. This is kind of the end of our crafted items with this dragon scale. But we're getting there. The ideas are coming together. Something like that. Sucks having these 3 hexes left over. Let me roll and see if we hit a bag. We did not, but we found the potion. Let's get the potion in here. God, it's so brutal just having these hexes all abound like that. let me do a little bit more. Let me do a little bit more. Like, I feel like at this stage I should just be pausing the video, but it's like you're so close. I'm so close to being done, and then it just it's not close anymore. That didn't fix anything. Now it's even worse, right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 hexes out here. Fuck me. All right, that's better. We got it down to 2. Okay, and sure, we can move the 1 hex bag up here to the top. And that's it. That's where we're gonna stop. I gotta call it quits somewhere. Trying to min max this bag. This is probably like 40% optimal, but we're getting there. We're getting places. So how's our stamina look? It's breaking down. It doesn't look great. We used the potion within there. Definitely gonna need at least 1 or 2 more. But that's fine. We're moving away from those bags, so it's not nearly as big of a deal. All right, gloves of haste want, the bag we want. I don't really want any more leather armors at full price. If another one turns up on sale, I'll consider it, but the full price one I don't really want. These things, nothing on track, and then the stamina sack we'll look for as well. Alright, so let's get rid of the pig. You can keep using the lump of coals. Now the interesting thing is we're able to turn those into flames. right? So we can do something like this. Get the double burning coals, which are pretty decent in that they generate flames on their own and stuff. And so happy to snatch those. Need to rotate some of this stuff around though. Hang on. Let's just take another hour to get our bag sorted and and it'll be good. So how do these look? We have this 3 hex of chain whip that I want all on attack speed bags, right? So now we have a pretty decent attack speed coming out of the chain whip, getting the 30% bonus off of the falcon blade and then the 30% off of the bags. I'm on board with that. Maybe we can just do this to make things a little cleaner. 2 burning coals, beautiful. Appreciate that. Now we need this guy down here. Good stuff. We're getting there. We're getting there. Don't want the cap of resilience. We're looking for the we're looking for the dark crystal, whatever that thing is called. Is that where we want to stop? I'm kind of tempted to pick up this other lump of coal. Again, like these little things are just so good within our attack speed weapons, generating flames and generating damage without actually doing anything. I think we'll want to reserve that, and we'll look to pick up some more of those. Okay, starting to come together. Our bag is a fucking mess, but it's starting to get there. So what's this guy got? He's going for the just so many thorns. What are you doing? He's got like 3 boots, 2 shields, and then the debuff knife? I don't know what's happening here, but we're getting fucking smashed by it. That's such a weird looking comp to me. Huh. Okay. It is what it is, I guess. Let's see. There's the crystal. Very expensive. Not really excited to pay that price for it, but it is what it is. We're getting there. Take one more roll. We got a fanny pack turn up. Sure. Where do we want to start getting those? We've got our lump of coal up to max speed. So now we're probably going to look to start upgrading the falcon blade. That looks fine. Get our flames in here. That looks good. And then we're out of money at this point. I don't think we want any more cap of resiliences, right? This is a very expensive investment with the 7 in the cap, 7 in the crystal. Like, probably should just look to be getting those in terms of being on sale. But you can start to see what we're trying to pull off with the anvil, as to where we can put a 2 slot up to the top, a 2 slot up to the top. We'll have to move the dragon scale armor eventually, but we can wrap this whole anvil in these 2 hex crafted items.
Okay.
This dude's doing some cards, doing some blood stealing with the goobert. Smashed right on through. Okay, so yeah, things are coming together. We got the boots down here. Like, these aren't super spectacular, right? But the battle rage ability on them isn't terrible, right? Resisting frost bites is kind of a very shitty ability, right? It's good against the pyromancer, which is 1 out of 4 classes, and then the subclass, the frost one, which is another like 1 out of 5. And so it's good against, what's that make, like 25% and then 20% of 25%? Is that like 4% or so, 4.5% or something? And so it's just not very good against a lot of stuff, but cleansing the debuffs and getting the empowered actually is quite good. And so I do want to snatch up these bags. Got an on sale potion cart. That looks good to me. That'll fix a lot of our bag woes here. Now, how else do we want to look at this? I don't really want blood amulets. We can pass on it. I'm a little interested in the health potion. I prefer not to pay full price for it, but getting that extra stamina out of the potion drink is kind of useful. fuck's going on with these bags? Jesus Christ. One of the minorly annoying things of this game, but we're getting there. We're getting there. See, that's getting us much closer to that space to where this whole thing is just wrapped in the crafted items, and so it's coming together. Fill in with these flames. Get moving.
Okay.
See if we can't rip these buffs off. The rangers typically need the clovers to activate, and so when we get to come in and strip the clovers off with the chain, it's very nice. Now, as the game progresses, you can't do that against the ranger because they'll have 20 clovers right at the start, but that was a reasonable place to get a little bit of value. All right, so nothing exciting there. Do want the bag. This other stuff doesn't work. Heroic potion looks good. On sale boots looks good as well. And so this will be our time to shine for the banana. you finally get to make your mark known. Making that last potion. Appreciate that. We can sell some stuff to get these boots on board, right? We have the option to sell off some of these flames just to activate some of the, or just to get some money back out. I don't think it's that much, but we are landing with a lot of bag space here. Maybe we just lock instead. Okay. On board.
Okay.
Up against the old dragons. There was a balance patch that came out today. Nerfed the dragons a little bit. I don't think that they heal as much as they used to, maybe. The chain whip did get nerfed in the patch as well. It's just they come out with a patch like every week, and so it's a little bit tough for me to keep up with. If this was a game that I'd played for years, I could read the patch notes and immediately be up on what happened, but I'm a little slow. Let's see, little bag. Always happy to pick up spiked collars. I think that's probably going to end it for the round. Divine Potion, I'm not opposed to. We're not like a super fast crit comp kind of thing that can end these rounds very quickly. And so getting that little bit of debuff protection is kind of nice, but I'm not certain that we need it. Where do we stand here? We've got 2 more spaces for crafted items. Sounds good. Grab that stone.
Okay.
What's this guy doing? He's got a chain thing as well. It's interesting how that plays out because it's going to amp up the strength of his chain. Right? Like he didn't really have any buffs, and so we don't get to strip the buffs and make our chain stronger. Interesting how that plays out. He did have the scaling with the Goobert as well, though, which is a powerful thing. All right, but we got a bag. Got another charcoal. I like it. That dude was using the Shield of Valor. Is that something we ever want? Because one of the interesting things we have is, I mean, we gotta switch over to the Pyromancer, right? Because we do have all of these flames, and so we can actually upgrade our shield to the Sun Shield, which is just outright better than the regular version. Maybe that's okay. Like, I'm not amped about paying 12 for it, but there's not a ton of other items we're really looking for here, right? The comp has really kind of assembled itself in the sense that we're almost completely wrapped, right? If we take the bags up here at the top, do something like that. We just picked up another set of boots, right? We have 1 hex left to fit an item in, and so we're just kind of filling out with flames for the rest of the way. Maybe it's okay. We do have like a touch of scaling that I haven't been giving us credit for, right? I know this is the first time I've highlighted the Burning Coal, but you get that chance on hit to deal plus 6 damage and gain the flame, and then the additional flames will count towards uh, kind of scaling bonuses, and that we attack faster and faster and faster after that. And so I'm gonna reserve it. And I don't know.
Okay.
It's just we've really kind of filled out everything we need, and maybe it'll help enough. We're gonna have to rearrange all of our bags when it comes time to put that thing down. But see how it goes. What's this guy doing? He's doing double chains. You got 2 chains. One of my favorite lyrics of all time is, "Got 2 chains, 4 bracelets. Let me see that ass clap." Standing ovation. Right? So you're at the strip club. Here comes the explanation you didn't know you needed. You're at the strip club and the girls are twerking them butt cheeks. They can make them clap. That's what 2 Chainz likes to see. You're welcome. You're welcome. Glad to be of assistance here, helping you all out with your knowledges. It's what I'm here for, helping out the people. All right, but how can we get this going? We need to get some of this stuff up here. This takes up so much space having the dragon scale and having the dragon scale armor and the shield, and also needing to this is so brutal. It's like, I know we're at the last battle of the round trying to assemble all of this nonsense, and I think this is a turn to where probably just need to rearrange our whole bag. I don't know if there's a better way to do the chain whip. I think this is fine with it. Just gotta break down and figure out. It's like I want. Maybe it's just easy enough, like in this space. There we go. That's what we were looking for, right? Now we need a hex up at the top. Get the boots in. Now we're only down 1 space, but that's okay. All right. Now, next problem. I want to upgrade these boots. Okay, here's the solution there. I was going to say I want to upgrade these boots. That means we have to move the flames. And if we move the flames, we were short a hex. So that looks good as well. All right. We're getting places. So that's it, right? We'll get the... I failed to realize that the boots would also get the bonuses. It's a fairly minor bonus off the Shield of Valor, but the boots get the bonus there as well. I think this is it. All right, fam. Let's see how we do.
Yeah.
This is very heavy poison comp. We don't have any debuff removal. We're probably going to struggle on this round. Potions are starting to pop. 55. Oh, barely got there at the end of the day. And so, all right. I think under normal circumstances, if I wasn't making the old video, I would probably just take the win. This is one of these spots to where, like, the risk reward does not seem like it's on point, right? As to where getting a +5 bonus when we're at 1 heart means that we have to go through the hard rounds and win like 3 in a row. Well, maybe it's not that bad. I thought we were going to have to win 5 or something, but there's only 3 rounds left. But, it seems like a reasonable spot to stop because our comp isn't super strong, right? This seems like the kind of thing that's good enough to kind of get you here. We talked about this in our previous video in terms of the Thorns comps, right? As to where maybe the idea with a Thorns comp is you get to right here, you get to this midpoint and just take the win and stop. Because as you progress into the upper levels into survival mode, Thorns just is not good. You're going to run into like dragon comps that just don't care. You're going to run into like OTK, like mega crit comps to where they crit you for 150 and then you deal back like 7 damage of Thorns, right? And so the damage you get out of Thorns is exceptionally good in the first couple of rounds. It's not good in the survival rounds. I think that's the kind of space that we're at in here, right? We didn't really develop a big scaling comp, and this is probably the point to stop. Maybe this is it. Maybe I've convinced myself. I'm just going to take the win. I'm going to take the W. I'm gonna stop it right here. Fuck the viewers. You don't get any extra bonus treats. This is where the battle is going to end. The battles have stopped. But I think this is a reasonable run with the Berserker. It's a lot of times with the Berserker, you'll find very good build around stuff to where you get early food that are good. You build into the food comp, or you build it into the dog comp. You find a hammer early and some daggers. You go that way. You find a socketed or some early cheap gem generation. You go the gem comp. Like those things are all well and good. But we didn't really have any of that come together, right? We had kind of this awkward start to where we started with the hero sword, which isn't what you really want to be doing with the Berserker. We did get to convert that over into the Falcon Blade, but with the Falcon Blade, we really wanted to be going the Excalibur route and going down the route of the cheese builds, but the stuff never came together for that. We didn't get any like loyalty cards to make the cheeses more likely to turn up. I think throughout the entirety of this run, we saw 0 cheeses. And so that's kind of like off the table and it didn't come together. But when it didn't come together, how can you still make the best of it? And I think that that's where we got with this chain whip comp. We just assembled good mediocrity, right? And we're able to maybe pick on some of the opponents that were trying to assemble comps and not quite get them together. And we beat up on the people that low rolled. We get beat up on by the people that high rolled, but we're still strong enough to fight our way through and make it to this stage. And so I think that that is probably a double win in the sense that we won by getting this far in the run. And then we also won by, recognizing how to make a decent comp that gets here and then just doesn't fall flat and make us lose MMR. And so I think it's very reasonable in that sense. And so again, like this isn't the end all be all of strong comps, but I feel like this was a good recognition of what was happening around us and a strong enough comp to actually get the win, even though it's not strong enough to win in survival mode. And so good stuff. I had fun with that. I hope you did too, because that is going to do it for us today. So if everyone enjoyed the video, hope you maybe learned a thing or two along the way. You had a good time watching. This is Bustin. We thank you for being here.